Hello, Belle. Hi,
I'm
I'm
Sebastian,
Sarabelle.
and I'm Sebastian, and I don't know when to talk. No, welcome to the fast food and junk food podcast for the 14th of March, which makes it Pi Day, Sarabelle.
Yes, 3.1415 something 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 something.
Correct, and it was at 9:36 and 53 seconds, I believe, either AM or PM,
Something like that.
that thing achieves its maximizedness. Now, it's arguable how interesting that really is, frankly, because I think, that's sort of like when people got freaked out in 2006 on June 6th that it was 666, but in fact it was
Ooh.
6/6/2006, which is nothing interesting.
Right.
Like, if it were the year 6, then that would have been interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Well, let's see. What do we have coming up? We have the first half of our newest episode.
Yay, first half of our newest episode.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting you to say there. I was giving you a chance, I guess, to talk because whatever. Our new episode, which is where we begin the game, Jack, Wendy, Clown, or Crown.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Do you remember the?
I do remember.
The truth is, we're producing. Yeah, I guess there's a bit of a lag. It's weird. I'm having more trouble talking to you than we usually have. But what I was going to say was, we played the game essentially where I give you 12 celebrities, and you tell me what you think, for one reason or another, their favorite fast food been somehow stated publicly, or if they've just been caught by TMZ coming out of it, I guess, is also the part of the reason they determine this. It's actually really good, and so I think we should show it. I have an article that I did not get to last week because the software crashed.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Drove me nuts. What is the story you have? I think I have a lot of favorite kinds of news stories. The top one is any kind of large food, and the best kind of news story beyond just some kind of story about large food is large vehicle crashes that spill a lot of food, and you have not only that, but one special for this show.
Right. It is in Pennsylvania that there was a big giant semi crash that spilled red all over the highway.
It spilled
red, bloody Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Okay, we have a Twizzler spill in what state?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so I'm reporting from the Central Ohio's news, which is odd because Ohio and Pennsylvania, I mean, they're close to each other, but
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Interesting. Okay, go on.
Yeah, but this was on the 12th, so the day before yesterday, as a tractor-trailer split open after hitting a barrier, which spilled Twizzlers candy all over the Pennsylvania highway. They said that the crash happened about just before midnight on I-70, and just a little bit south of Pittsburgh. The photos for it are not that impressive. I was expecting to have, big red Twizzler candy all over the road, but it's just, a tractor with the spill. But no one was seriously injured, and there was hundreds of boxes of loose packages of strawberry Twizzlers. So if you like strawberry Twizzlers, you may have a shortage in Pennsylvania. I also think we might be frozen because your face hasn't moved in a few seconds. And yeah, so I'm not sure. Let me message you on the Book of Face and see if we are all good. Yeah. There's Sebastian. Sebastian Coons has joined this video call.
My apologies. It crashed. Goddamn Google Chrome crashed on my Windows 8 machine. Just to put it out there, my apologies. Looks like you still have your text, but I will have to put my text on the screen. I lost you in the middle of the Twizzler story, but that's just one of the great stories of food. It happened when? This week?
Oh, yeah, this last week on Thursday.
Okay.
So, just before midnight, you lost all the strawberry Twizzlers out there. And, like I was saying, I was kind of unimpressed by the photos because I was expecting boxes and boxes of candy close up, and that just looks like a normal, everyday package spill.
You're absolutely right. In fact, I can't get the photo to get bigger, but you're absolutely right. Maybe I can do this. Because there's the photo we're talking about, if you can see.
Right.
And it does
And
not.
it
I
doesn't
mean,
look as
there's some Twizzlerage here. Like I can sort of tell.
the one that we had before, the ramen spill and the corn dog spill, those had impressive photos.
Okay, because they actually looked like a bunch of ramen on the highway.
Right, exactly. So.
I see. And this is a little disappointing. I think that picture's okay, but at any rate, that is one of the great sort of junk food news stories of the week. I have a fast food news story of the week. In fact, I have a couple of them. One of them was, let me just go ahead and pull it up here as I talk to you. It was here, and it was the... God, I completely spaced out on it. There was a story by the Huffington Post about why religious people want you to stop eating fast food. And it's actually not for the reasons you think. Now, we'll bring that one to you coming up. The one I wanted was the one from Burger King saying they have dropped a kind of beverage. Guess what kind of beverage they have dropped?
It is the soft drink again.
Again, yes. And
they are following Wendy's, because Wendy's did the same thing for their kids' meals.
Correct. We reported on this on not that long ago, actually. I mean, it was a couple of shows ago that we had the news story of Wendy's. It was one of our earlier shows, now that I'm thinking about it. We've only been on a couple of months. And yeah, it was unbelievable to us that Wendy's would drop sodas in any form. Now, it's just on the kids' menu, but now Burger King is following suit. Getting tougher for kids to get soft drinks at Burger King. They've dropped fountain drinks from the kids' menu boards and say they're no longer merchandised as part of the kid meals. It was a stealth, unannounced move, I guess because you don't make an announcement, they consider it stealth.
Right, but there's still, if you continue to read the article, it says it's still an option, but you basically just have to ask for it.
Right. Now, there it is right there. Soft drinks are still an option, but not listed on the kids' meal menu. Did we argue about last time whether or not this is sort of an arbitrary kind of thing? Did we talk about that at all?
I think my stance was that up until you have, as a child, have your own allowance and can buy your own food, you really are subject to what your parents buy. And for people who think that person A believes that person B is a bad mother, so she wants to restrict person B from giving child B soda by taking it off the menu, is kind of ridiculous. I think that parents should be able to make their own choices for their own children and not be affected by the other people who think that they are not making the correct or right choices.
I absolutely agree with you, obviously. What I was going to say was, as I try to put my own text back on the screen here, so like things at once. But I feel like there are people who would want to crucify you for saying that, and I think that's also even more wrong. Is that I mean, people want to sort of control other people's. I mean, there are people who say that giving kids fast food is poison. And I think that's obvious bullshit because, it's a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really, this is not a dangerous thing for the lion's share of kids that have had hamburgers their entire lives. A fast food hamburger is not horribly different in a bunch of ways than the hamburger your mom would make you at home, if that makes any sense, right?
Right, and honestly, the way that my family cooked, you're going to get less calories out of the fast food hamburger than you will the homemade hamburger, because my dad cooks, the third pound burgers at home.
Your dad cooks
whereas you're not going to get a third pound.
The hamburgers your dad cooks are beyond amazing because they are, if I'm right, it's 2 quarter-pound patties mushed together with a slice of cheese in between.
Yeah, he calls them Juicy Lucy's, and basically it's just a Costco frozen burger patties. He kind of defrosts them, the quarter-pound ones, and then puts shredded Colby Jack cheese in between the 2 patties and then grills them. They're really good. They are.
They're beyond really good.
But you ain't going to get that at McDonald's.
No, you're not. And I mean, the truth is, as you say, and I think that's an unbefore raised point. Like, that's such a good point, and I have not heard anybody say that before, is that, you know, sometimes the food and the portions you get for home meals are bigger.
Right. Well, like this evening, actually, my boyfriend just made a turkey dinner. He works very long hours, and he has to take food to work, so we try to cook on the weekend so we can take leftovers.
Right.
And
smart. I know many people that do it that way because that's really smart and like cost-efficient way to sort of, you know, make your food.
Right, to make through the week. And I think that he spent maybe for the turkey dinner about $50. But that's going to give us 8 to 10 meals. And, you know, tonight the portion size that I had was at least double or triple the portion size that you're going to get at a sit-down restaurant for $12. You know.
Awesome. Did you actually eat a giant turkey dinner plate of food tonight?
I have my dinner plate, and there was no room. You cannot see any plate underneath it.
An actual turkey dinner, yes, indeed, for real.
Right, and it's one of those ones that whenever we have Thanksgiving, he and I just stuff ourselves because it's like, oh my god. But, you know, I had mounds of stuffing and mashed potatoes. I felt like I was in that one movie where the guy starts, you know, sculpting the mountain out of mashed potatoes.
That's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What a great reference.
But it's one of those ones that we ate at home a lot more than if we would have gone down the road to Heidi's and had a turkey dinner. It would have been the same, you know, stuffing potatoes, turkey, a grain side, cranberry sauce, you know, and that would cost us, you know, $12.99 plus a $2.50 drink. Right. And for the two of us, it would have been $35, $40. And, well, that's, you know, almost the same price.
I mean, leftovers, not just leftovers, turkey dinner leftovers, which, let me just ask, does the stuffing go in the bird and cooked in the bird?
Both, because he makes such a big batch. He will put stuffing in the bird, which I consider stuffing
baked in a bowl or something separate.
Right, and then he put the extra into a bowl, and we call that dressing.
Ah, okay, dressing. Interesting, because it's not stuffed. I think dressing as Thousand Island Ranch Italian, you know.
Right, I also consider that dressing, but when you're talking about the cubed bread with onion and celery, I gotta say, I really respect that you guys, you know, go to the trouble to make that sort of distinction. Actually, call it something different, just because it technically wasn't stuffed in the bird. Well, I mean, that's the way it's always been explained to me, because I always wondered, you know, what's the difference between stuffing and dressing? And you watch the shows like Alton Brown or any of the other home cooking shows, and they kind of always say, well, my mom always said stuffing goes in the bird and dressing goes on the side. So I'm like, all right, okay, whatever.
I mean, yeah, I guess I always hate it when two very different things, like dressing and dressing, are called the same thing. Like,
right.
That always kind of bothers me. In a weird sort of grammatical Nazi, I guess, kind of way, but
yeah.
Like, I love that you guys even go to the trouble. Like I said, I think that's a very rare thing, and it's very cute. Now, tell me this: which do you prefer, the stuffing baked in the bird or the stuffing baked in a bowl separate?
I prefer when it comes out of the oven, the crunchy part that is outside of the bird. And then,
wow, okay, good for you.
And then the stuffing or the dressing, because every Thanksgiving, you know, Mom always cooked, and there was always between 5 and 12 people, and that bit of stuffing that is on the outside of the bird that gets extra crispy and well done is like the coveted, you know, precious oyster of the Thanksgiving. So I prefer the crunchy bit that's outside the bird, and then the rest of it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I gotta say, I prefer. I love that you like the stuff cooked in the bird, but that wasn't stuffed all the way in. That was like sort of cooked outside. I gotta say, when it comes down to just stuffing versus the stuff cooked in a bowl separate, what we're calling dressing for the purposes of this, it's 1000% the shit that was inside the bird.
Because it's so much moisture.
They say it can be technically, unsafe. I think it probably has a much higher fat content, that kind of thing. But
well, it's that, and also the cooking it to the 165 to kill all of the bacteria.
Then it's okay to cook it in the bird no matter what, and it's like probably best to check with a thermometer. I don't know if everybody has such a thermometer, a kitchen to the point of having a meat thermometer like that. Like I think many people probably don't. But just from a taste and texture and everything perspective, I like it to be big and sloppy and mushy and definitely not crispy or ever cooked out anywhere but inside the bird. I love stuffings from stuffed inside the bird kind of thing. Before we go any further, food of the week, or what did I just eat, I guess is what I should be calling it.
Right.
I wish I could throw these through the internet at you. These are Crazy Beans by Starburst.
I have not seen those yet, and I definitely always look at the new candies.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a very colorful package. Starburst does a good job of the packaging, and what it is a shell of blue with a red inside, a shell of green with like watermelon inside, almost like a jelly belly. I have two here that are purple. I just dropped the purple one, and two here that are yellow on the outside. The yellow one is what, like purple on the inside?
Huh.
Hard to tell. It's like blue. And then the purple one inside is what? Purple. Okay, that's really great.
Purple and purple. I know that I have introduced you to another one of our co-hosts, but here is Gigi.
Gigi's a kitty. Hello, Gigi.
Yeah, she is not as entertaining as Fezzik, but she actually heard the bag crinkling, and she is a treat whore, so she came over here and was like, treats? Treats?
Oh, she heard this bag? The bag that I was rattling inside the computer? Sorry, kitty. Didn't mean to fool you.
So I know that I talked to you about this before.
Oh, what is that? Is that what I think it is?
This is what... It's your mini eggs, the mini eggs that you love, but it is the store display. And it is a 36 count of your mini eggs that you love, and I ate so many of.
I know that's for me.
It is for you, but I am opening it.
I was just kidding, but awesome.
Well, I was thinking, this thing is heavy. This is 3 pounds, 6 ounces. And I was like, oh, I will mail this to Sebastian. And then I thought about mailing it, and I was like, that's going to be expensive. Mm-hmm. But here you go. If you can see.
Oh, look at that.
It is your mini eggs. It is, oh my god, they smell delicious also. But
yeah, you smell it through the plastic?
I can smell it through the plastic, and the whole thing was $6.75. And
really? That's pretty reasonable. And you get bags of chocolatey goodness for years.
Well, the thing is, the reason why they're $6.75 is their best use by date is August 2013.
When it's Cadbury cream egg, or not Cadbury cream eggs, Cadbury cream eggs, that would bother me, but but probably not reasonably. I mean, it probably they would not last because those are kind of delicate. But those mini eggs are so solid, and so unless they were melted and then if there was something happened to them, those are probably just fine.
These are absolutely fine. They are absolutely normal. They're not squished, they're not discolored, and it was less than $7 for a 36 count. When you pay $2.50 for a bag?
Hell no. Good for you. These Crazy Beans, I gotta say, do you sort of like the fusion candy flavors idea, the new candies that we keep seeing pop up?
Yeah.
I don't love these Crazy Beans. I can't even think of what the last bag of jelly beans I had was, but it was just, it's like 2 weeks ago or less. Like, I don't eat a bag of jelly beans really fast, but I do regularly eat jelly beans. And the kinds that I got were just standard jelly beans, essentially. But they were one step above generic or whatever, because there were no black ones. all the purples were like, it may have even been like regular Starburst jelly beans, I'm thinking, or something like that. Because there was no black ones, and that's what I remember about it. But I also remember the consistency was much lighter than these. Like, they did not stick to my teeth twice since I came on the air. I've had one stick to the back of my throat and almost feel like I was going to choke live on the air. Like, something about these is denser, and the flavor combinations are cute and cool and taste good, but it's the texture of these damn jelly beans. And
well, I think
stickiness. Like, it's really sticking in the back of my throat, making me go.
When you have those layers, I've watched a number of these shows on how they make that or how do they do that. And the layers come when you put them in the tumbler and you add on the flavor or the wax or anything like that. So maybe instead of them, like normal jelly beans, being set in the mold and then coated in wax, maybe they are set in the mold and then coated with the additional layer and then coated with wax. That extra step might do something to the consistency.
I think it does, and I mean it's hard to say because it doesn't really feel like there's wax on the outside of these. Let's just look at. I mean, shouldn't it say? Oh, it does say carnauba wax. So there's like the thinnest layer. I doubt that has much to do with it, because I mean that's on regular jelly beans too. But something about the consistency of the inside of these Starburst crazy beans, it's just like. I don't know. They're too crunchy. There's, it's like a crispy candy shell almost, like an M&M.
Oh, okay.
But the inside is this very, very thick, dense, sweet, and like intensely flavorful. They try to up the concentration, I think, of the flavoring a lot of times. To sort of
yeah.
Good, and that tastes good. But again, it's a consistency issue. I gotta say, I'm gonna give these a 2 out of 5. As far as
I generally think consistency is a big thing. I can definitely tell that these Cadbury eggs that are, Best Buy 2 years ago are a little less creamy in the chocolate than ones I've bought, when I was with you. But they're still good.
They don't taste like they have been melted once, or do they?
No. It just kind of, how when you've had a piece of chocolate that sat there longer than the other pieces of chocolate.
They sort of get that almost whitey kind of crusty texture or whatever.
Right. It's not quite there yet, but it's not as melty as usual. But it's still really good, and for $7.
Yeah. You can't go wrong because you will have them forever. And part of my problem with such Easter candy is not that it's so delicious. The problem is that it is not available year-round. I really object to that. It really pisses me off to the point where. And I know they do it on purpose and whatever the hell, but if there was one sort of candy-related wish I would have, it would not be that new flavors and new variations keep popping up, but that, that they just stop sort of fucking with the old shit, I guess. I don't know.
What you need to have is kind of like the year-round Christmas store. We need to have the year-round junk food and candy store that specializes in having seasonal candy and junk food year-round.
Yeah, I can't say exactly why the Christmas in March store makes me kind of angry. Like, I think it makes me angry the way it sort of pisses a lot of people off. It's like, what the fuck do you need a Christmas store for in March? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I would gladly give up that anger if it meant we could have a candy one of these where Cadbury cream eggs were available in October.
Well, in the University of Arizona, downtown, we went there before, they had kind of like that retro candy store that had a lot of candy of the past. They had the Pop Rocks and, all those kind of things. But they didn't have seasonal. They had retro, but not seasonal. And
also, we went to Cost Plus World Market on the suggestion that you had made, was that they did have Cadbury cream eggs year-round.
I thought they did.
That they didn't have them at all because it wasn't quite time yet. I mean, right? Am I?
Yeah, they had the traditional Cadbury chocolate, which is year-round, but not the Cadbury eggs, which I thought that they had year-round, but I had made a mistake.
Well, I mean, everybody does that. No worries there. But sometimes you see stuff that is, as we were talking before, I said that sometimes there's stuff that's, how exotic. and gross. And then there's things that are, how exotic and cool. And this is the thing that I got from Cost Plus World Market this week.
Uh-huh.
They're called Dang.
Dang!
The slogan on the back is, if you can read, dang, that's good. But it goes on to explain that this is his mother's name, Dang. I guess it's an Asian name. And what this is, if you can read, toasted coconut chips. If they were bigger, like apple chips or some other kind of fruit snack on the scale of like banana chips, you know, full-size chips, banana or whatever, I would love it. As it is, these are kind of shavings, thin, like almost like a dried noodle. That's kind of what they look like and feel like. Now, they're yummy. They're not overly sweet, right?
Right. Now, what I need to do is I need to go to Costco, because Costco does have dried coconut the same way that the apple chips and the apricots and the pineapple are. They're bigger chunks.
Are they bigger pieces than this?
Yeah, they're bigger pieces. Like, if you go to Costco, you know their brand of dried fruit. I can't think of the name of it, but it's in that Mylar bag with the clear window and the yellow writing. They have that for coconut also. And it's young coconut, and it's been, you know, those nice big pieces that are shaved off and dried. So I will try to go to Costco this next week. Cool. So for next week, next Saturday, I can show you the other dried coconut that is out there.
I'm noticing, like, it's good. It seems like coconut is one of those things that we mostly think of as sweet, like in candy, like in Mao, coconut, sweet and coconut. But by itself, without sugar, it's not super sweet.
Now, see, the stuff from Costco that I've gotten has been sweet.
Good.
But when you look at the label, it has added sugar and the stuff that preserves it, like a citrus something in it.
Yeah, this has coconut, cane sugar, and salt. The ingredients.
Salt.
I hope it's not too much salt, because I don't like sweet and salty. It says 115 milligrams per serving, 2 servings. Now, it's full. You know how you can not tell the volume of things. This pouch is full, full like a Capri Sun pouch almost in the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit in here. How much is it? About an ounce and a half worth. These little tiny dry. I wish they were. The problem
bigger?
is, well, no. I wish they were bigger. A, but B. Something about they are very dry and brittle, and when it gets the thickness varies. When it's very, very, very thin, but you know it's skinny like a noodle, and it kind of chews like a noodle. Unfortunately, like it's very hard, and there are pieces that are like little rocks sometimes, and that's painful as hell on my teeth.
Right.
I guess I'm kind of a pussy. I don't like crispy things. I like things to be kind of soft and smooth most of the time. And I'm not going to keep eating these on the air. I mean, they're crispy and yummy. I want more, but it's like my teeth are like, no.
Well, you know what I had that was crispy and yummy?
What?
I finally found the Sweetos from Cheetos.
Awesome.
In the store. I know we talked about them because I saw them, didn't grab them, didn't see them again, but I picked up an actual bag of them, and I was right. I went through them like nothing.
Wow. So
but they still weren't awesome. They still weren't like, oh my god, this is the best snack ever, but it was that kind of repetitive bored snacking.
Board snacking. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of that. I'm interested though. Like it seemed like it would be much more of a savoring, like delicious, not savory, but savoring. You know, like I would be like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I can't believe I'm eating something so good.
I really think that, like I said, when we had the taste tester ones, they did not have enough sugar cinnamon going on because that flavor of corn, which is what Cheetos are made out of, that corn flavor was more overwhelming.
Do you think they hold back on the sweetness? I've always wondered, why don't they sort of go to town on the frosting on Frosted Mini Wheats, for instance? Why don't they really load it the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking as a snack food cereal, sweetened cereal connoisseur, like, I've never really had too much frosting on a Frosted Mini Wheat, either the big size or the little size, but I have frequently had far too little frosting.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm having coconut in the throat here.
I think sometimes they do it light on the sugar to get away with the calories per serving. Maybe. I mean, I know that there's a lot of watchdog mom groups out there that are, this product has this much sugar, so boycott it, kind of thing. So maybe they go light on the sugar.
I'm not aware of groups that do that, but that's interesting that
There are a lot of Facebook groups out there that are watchdogs. I mean, they take up the banner. You know, they're the Tipper Gore of their industry, of making sure that, you know, their child and your child don't have too much sugar in their diet.
Yeah, and while, you know, I think it could be argued pretty reasonably that some people feed their child too much shit. But, you know, my mom did take us for fast food from time to time. You know, less than frequently, but more than occasionally. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was like, it was sometimes. Now, my mom's a great cook. I will say that up top. Like, you know, there is absolutely no food that my mom has not cooked, or, you know, successfully, by the way. Like, my mom is an awesome, awesome cook, kind of like your mom.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, we ate well when we were kids, and yet we will also have a hamburger from Wendy's from time to time. You know, like, that is, that is not poison. That is not child abuse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if people say eating there every day,
that's can be dangerous.
I guess that's probably dangerous, and I mean, I can see the people that would want to campaign against that, but above that, I'm much more about the personal choice, if that makes any sense, you know?
Right. I think growing up, we did fast food on the weekends, you know, Monday through Friday. It was, you know, normal meals, you know, pack lunch and dinner at home, and Saturday afternoon, if we were running errands, then you could get, you know, a burger or something. It wasn't like it was an everyday occurrence, but more like a special once in a while kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's okay to have a hamburger as a kid. You know, if you have a kid's meal, it's a smaller hamburger usually. And these days, the kids' meals have been kind of nagged into the point where they don't automatically include fries. They sometimes don't have a toy.
Well, have you even seen the fries in the kids' meals now? I mean, the serving size is like an ounce of French fries. They have at McDonald's tiny little French fry bags. And I can remember when I was a kid, the fries that you got in the kids' meal was a small fry.
I remember that too, definitely. And you know what? In a way, I feel like that's okay because, and the following reason is not going to be probably what you think. I think it's okay because French fries are good for a very short period of time, and once they stop being hot, it's kind of over. It's kind of seriously over. Like, you're not eating those fries, and I think some people can go ahead and eat them cold. Sometimes I can, depending on exactly which type of fry we're talking about, from which fast food place. But you know. Once an extra large fry, the supersized fry at McDonald's, for instance, was too much fries. It's what I described once when I talked about eating all 20 McNuggets from an order of chicken McNuggets.
Oh my God, yeah, not fit for consumption at one time or something like that.
Right. Now, I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to be 20 McNuggets for one person or not. My experience was getting what I called in the show, and I now regret having said it because it's sort of a slightly catchy term, but it's kind of gross. But it's very specific, and it was the oil burps. Do you remember me talking about the oil?
Yeah.
Like when you have just too much damn grease, and 20 McNuggets is too much damn grease over this short of a period of time. And again, McNuggets, like fries, not good if they...
No, they're not good leftover. Actually, in the fridge the other day was a McNugget box inside of a Ziploc bag that the boyfriend had brought home from work. It was like, oh, God, you saved that? Ugh, you know?
Yeah, but will it kill you?
No, but it's just gross.
It's just gross.
It tastes awful reheated.
Let me throw another question at you about what will kill you. Which of these following 7 foods will kill you according to some site on the internet? Kale, rhubarb, wine, beef, wheat, rice, or apples?
Well, this is a trick question.
Exactly. You know me too well.
Because I already know the answer.
And tell me what the answer is.
Everything will kill you.
Everything will kill you.
Every single thing that you mentioned will kill you, according to one website or another.
Exactly. Now that's kind of where the key, the thing that takes all the reasonableness or logic out of the argument is, if you believe some blog on the internet. Now, it's true that I made a list. I went into Google and I typed in, what was the first one? Beef will kill you. I was specifically interested in articles from non-scientific sources, but there were a couple scientific or also like news articles, honest-to-God news articles from a legitimate like news organization, right?
Right.
The more I typed foods in, the more I kept getting. Like I didn't strike out for a really long time. Finally, I think celery was the first food that I typed in. Celery will kill you, and I couldn't find anyone who ever claimed that on the internet.
Right.
But it was a really interesting like sort of thing I stumbled onto. You know, the internet shit. You just like find something and you can watch. Like one time for me, it was helicopter crashes on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I killed like 2 hours watching helicopter crashes on YouTube of all kinds. And it was interesting because helicopter crashes are kind of more survivable than airplane crashes, if you believe certain statistics.
Wow.
But anyway, I was going through my head, okay, apples will kill you. Yes, there is a website that says it somehow. Kale,
right.
Rhubarb, wine, beer, and not just from alcohol poisoning contexts of wine and beer, mind you, but actual reasons why something in the beer is
something, yeah,
not just unhealthy, but unhealthy to the point of it will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is saying
die.
Yeah. And obviously everything from sugar to rice to water to kale and rhubarb, apples and cherries, different kinds of fruits because of the seeds. Water, and not just in the way of
not water poisoning, but water itself.
Not drowning in water, but actually and something in the water or some reason why your tap water will kill. Now, that's not to say that there wasn't a contaminant in the water for those articles. I'm not saying that at all. Like, there were some scientific and some legitimate ways in which I learned something. You know, too many bananas will kill you if you do it for a short period of time because of too much potassium or something. Like, my point was not to say all of them are illegitimate, because some of them are very legitimate. But my point was more along the lines of moderation, right? You know, I mean, everything kind of in moderation. Be smart about your choices, and of course, there is some idiot online somewhere pointing to this blog entry on the internet and saying, aha, you see, sugar is the thing that will kill you and you must avoid. And I mean, I run into a lot of the sugar squad lately because they know, well, for one thing, they know I get pissed off about this art. In a chat room, they really think it's funny to get me riled up by saying shit even that they know is not true, just because they want to see me go through the fucking roof because of the amount of sugar I take in and the fact that, you know, my blood levels have been tested and are completely normal. I'm nowhere near having diabetes. I'm really lucky, I guess, with the body chemistry that I got, but, you know, I mean, the truth is that sugar will not kill you today or tomorrow. I mean, in the same way, cigarettes will not kill you today or tomorrow. Now, I don't smoke.
It's a slow, long process.
Everything kind of is, to a point. And so that's kind of to decry overall the ludicrousness of just even saying that and tell people, don't tell people what to eat. You know, that's kind of one of my big pet peeves is focus on yourself. I mean, spread the knowledge if you think, but don't think that just because you write a blog entry on the internet, it'll be true. Is that the cat?
Yes, out. And he hears you talking and he wants to, he's like, what's going on? And he's just meow, meow.
Awesome.
And it doesn't help that in order to set up the television, I have the computer on the dresser, but I have to pull the top drawer of the dresser out, and that's where we hide a lot of his cat toys. Because in the middle of the night, when we're trying to sleep, and then you hear, you know, so he's over here trying to get to the dresser.
If I call him, will he come? Kitty, 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 kitty.
Fezzik.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Hello, kitty. Is that Fezzik?
Fezzik.
Good old Fezzik. I thought it was the other one. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the article that I wrote. I won't necessarily read the whole thing. But I did actually, if you can see, that's the wrong screen. Just a moment. Here it is. It is called Killing You. Can you see Killing You?
Killing You. Comedians for years. Yes, yes, yes.
Comedians for years have commented on scientific studies that say certain foods are healthful and other studies that say the same foods are deadly. Lewis Black talks about eggs, and it's very funny. Paul Poundstone talks about margarine, and it's hilarious. John Panette was kind of the well-known overweight comedian, right? Do you remember John Panette?
Right, yeah.
He was very funny. He had some really funny stuff and talked about food and health food, like low-carb bread and shit, at length. Gim Gaffigan, Patton Oswalt, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to type in, here's the list of foods. I'll just scroll past the text, actually. And there's a couple of things I left out, like I left out articles and agencies where it asks this kind of leading question. Is thing X killing you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want it to be a question. I wanted it to be a statement. It is killing you. It is an actual declarative statement and not sort of a teaser clickbait question. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Also, articles about allergies did not count. Like, that's not what I was talking about. Articles about hemlock or pufferfish, the stuff that will kill you every time.
The actual real killing, yeah.
And, you know, articles from places like Yahoo Answers where, you know, somebody asks a really leading question and it turns up in the search, like, is reheating rice killing you? I left out that shit. And stuff from The Onion and Crack.com I obviously did. But here's the list. Eggs. There's a website here that says eggs are like cigarettes. Okay. Eggs, actually another one with eggs. Eating eggs will kill you. You can see the link here. Milk has 3 articles devoted to it killing you. Drinking milk linked to earlier death. That's from express.co.uk. Discover Magazine. Drinking this much milk will kill you. And again, that's kind of the point. I mean, it goes on. Meat.
Right.
Pork. Fish. Sushi. Cereal. Grains in general. Rice specifically. 2 articles for white rice. 1 article for wheat. 1 from gluten. Peanuts. Now, not allergy peanuts.
Not allergy peanuts, but peanuts.
This is actually peanuts killing you for some. I mean, what is the? I don't even remember what the reason was. Let's just click that. Oh yes, this is. I remember this headline because look at this headline if you can see.
Peanuts kill more Americans than terrorists.
Oh my God! Not only will they kill you, they're like terrorists.
Terrorists.
And I mean, this does suggest allergic reactions as one of them. But what is this thing about accident-causing deer? And lightning strikes. Oh, I see. All of them have killed an equal number of Americans since 1960 as terrorism. So that actually is one that is mostly about allergies. Hello, Kitty.
I found what he was looking for in the dresser, by the way.
What was he looking for?
This big green, floofy, feathery thing. Can you hear him?
Green, poofy, feathery
this
thing?
Big green, yeah. But he's just like, I want it, so I'm going to try to get it to be put away without disturbing the laptop.
No, let him have it. It's okay. I don't care. Where did the story go? So, yeah, that one was actually about the thing that I said I tried to leave out. So I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's sort of a mistake from what I was writing earlier. But, again, the point is not things that will kill you or won't kill you. The point is kind of that everything will, according to some fucking guy on the internet. So do a better job than just looking on the internet for that information. You know, if you're going to do research. Ask a doctor, you know. Seriously, don't just start telling people that sugar will kill them, that organic food will kill them, kale. And then there was actually 2 articles about moderation being the thing that will kill you.
Uh-huh.
So even, you know, the one thing that you're supposed to always say is moderation, except for those 2 articles who say moderation is killing people, moderation kills. And then I found one article that actually violates another of the rules I set out at the beginning from lifehacker.com, and they say everything will kill you.
Everything I do is going to kill me, yeah. I think
everything
you do can kill you. I mean, there are just so many things out there that, you know, I hate if you're out and someone sees you drinking regular coffee, like, oh, you know, that's going to kill you, you should switch to decaf, or, you know.
God. Because, seriously, the people who argue caffeine are perhaps some of the stupidest people in the world. I mean, because so many people drink it and don't die that to say that it kills even, you know, a microscopic number, which must be the case. I mean, you don't hear about caffeine-related deaths.
Right,
I mean, you hear about, I guess, heart disease, and anything that can stress a diseased heart is sort of a catalyst in a way. But, I mean, it's just, you know, anything overdone can kill you. That's kind of the point. And the reason it is kind of such an important point, I feel like I want to make it so clearly that I wrote an article on it, is I don't know. I mean, it just felt like, God damn it, people are telling me, people are being nanny an awful lot and kind of nagging at me, and it bothers me, and I feel like that is evidenced, by the way, by the fact that this is the most widely shared and read article that I have written out of like
so far, yeah.
Two, like I actually really wrote it to be shared, and goddamn if people didn't share it, but it was. I'm eating another piece of the coconut.
Of the coconut.
But I can already see this one is too thick, and I don't want. I'm gonna mess up my caps. Okay, sorry.
No. Yeah.
I had other stuff. Oh yes, why religious leaders want people to stop eating fast food.
Oh yes, that was one.
Only temporarily. Fast food. Oh dear Lord. It was.
Probably
okay.
for Lent, or no?
Nope. Good guess though.
Yeah.
When I say fast food, this person writes. This is Times Union in. Does it say where? It is a Hearst publication, but it doesn't say exactly where. I kind of thought it was in Australia for some reason. But
Albany, New York.
These guys are from Queensbury, New York. Healthy, conscious eating. Oh God, it's not going to let me read the whole thing. Because I was on the site, I guess, too long or something. Isn't that annoying? Give me another second to try and pull it up. Okay, I do have it here. Yeah, Fast from Fast Food. I do have it open. Let me switch to it, and you can see. It is from this website, which is the Huffington Post. Instead, they're using Lent. Oh, well, I guess it is Lent. I didn't realize that it coincided. It's not just for Lent, though. This is not for health reasons. The 40-day period of abstention many Christians observe in preparation for Easter. This is an aim to draw attention to the Fight for 15 movement, which is advocating for a union and minimum wage of $15 an hour for fast food workers. These people are saying essentially that you should be able to not just live, but like raise a family on the, what is the quote here? Raise a family on the salary of a fast food worker. I'm not sure I fully agree with that, but I do like the idea of fast food workers getting more money, and certain fast food industries do make enough to be able to afford it.
To afford it, yeah. I mean, I have not heard of any fast food restaurant paying less than minimum wage, and I don't think that, if someone were to take up the banner for $15 an hour, I'm not sure if fast food is a place to start, because I've worked in the home healthcare industry for a very long time, and it was like 20 cents above minimum wage. And those are people who make, big real life changes in the lives of developmentally disabled and all these kinds of people.
Right.
And it's like, why does it have to be fast food? Why not just every minimum wage raised to 15 instead of, specifically, fast food?
Yeah. And I think it varies among states as well as like the federal minimum. But there's quotes here from people. Let me scroll down further to the quotes. The church is supposed to be a place that uplifts the voices of those who are marginalized, said this one pastor, I think it was a pastor or activist. When the churches stand behind the people, they're not only a spiritual presence and power, they're also in a particular position to influence power. This is a McDonald's worker, Jarrell Ware, who has protested for higher wages for several protests, noted that seeing a pastor like Murs speak at this rally lent legitimacy, blah, blah, blah. This person is 33, lives in the Bronx, and scrapes by on $8.75 an hour, and says they can't really survive.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is if that is the state minimum wage, then, you know, lobby for an overall state increase for the minimum wage, not just specifically that one area.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is more meant to just draw attention to it. You know what I'm saying? They want, and you know, and it is coinciding with Lent, so it's not like there's no sort of religion, but they're kind of using that as a way of trying to draw attention to this, and I can't figure out where it is. I guess it said New York. Yeah, it is New York.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting. I don't know if I feel strongly enough about it or, you know, many issues to really do it. I'm not a religious guy, so I don't really observe Lent in the first place.
Right.
Giving up shit for 40 days does not make sense to me.
No, I've never, you know, understood it. But again, also, I am not religious either. So the things I don't understand, I try not to participate in.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I remember doing it as a child because I grew up Catholic, but it's like, okay, I'm supposed to stop eating pizza for 40 days. Why?
Right.
And I did that one time. I stopped eating pizza for 40 days. And, you know, if it were health reasons, you would feel better afterward, and I didn't feel any better. I felt worse. So I hadn't had any pizza.
Well, one thing I know about Lent is it is the time of year that at fast food, fish is more widely available.
Interesting. More widely available at fast food places because...
If you look right now, all of the restaurants that are doing the, you know, 2 for $5 or whatever are doing fish sandwiches. Right now, McDonald's 2 for $5 fish sandwiches, or the Big Fish, which is a 2-fish patty instead of 1 fish. Arby's.
I like that. That's new. I've not heard of the 2-fish fillet of fish at McDonald's. Holy shit! I love that.
Yeah, I saw it the other day when I went through and got breakfast. It was it was called a Big Fish, and it was just, you know, a double-decker fish sandwich, which you can actually order on the menu. Like if you drove up and said, "I want a fillet of fish, but with 2 patties," they have a way to do that. Arby's, which usually is...
My whole life has been a lie.
Arby's usually does roast beef, and their main slogan is, "We have all the meats."
We have all the meats?
All the meats. They are rolling out some new fish sandwiches also right now.
Right.
Of Lent.
That's pretty weird. I don't think of them as having fish sandwiches, really, ever.
Right, but it's one of those times that, you know, they don't want to lose the money for people who are giving up beef for Lent. And I think there's a couple other places around town that are sit-down restaurants that are doing like an all-you-can-eat fish Friday sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So.
All-you-can-eat fish on Friday.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. God damn.
Yeah.
It's religious. I mean, although I would like to take advantage of it, even though I'm not. Why do I keep eating these goddamn Starburst things when they fuck up my teeth?
It's that kind of habit. You get a habit of eating something or putting something in your mouth constantly.
And there are people who use that sort of the can't eat just one phenomenon or feature of a lot of foods,
right?
And criminalizing them. You know what I'm saying? They make food addictive.
Right.
They add salt to make a burger taste good. You know, they put the sugar and the concentrated flavoring into these goddamn strawberry, or, you know, these strawberry Starburst jelly beans to the point where they taste good. Yes, they make food that tastes good. That hardly makes it addictive in the
salt
sense.
Along with adding the salt to a burger to make it taste good, I have a follow-up to our Carl's Jr. that we did.
And I don't know that it's been edited yet, but tell me the follow-up.
Well, because we had the all-natural Angus, whatever, you know, no hormones, no chemicals, anything like that. And we had it, we tried it, we both did not like it.
It was bad. I'm sorry. That commercial, they got a slick-ass advertising campaign.
They do, yeah.
That is not good. At least in the time we tried it, the Carl's Jr. we went to, I mean, I don't like buns or sandwiches rather with chewy buns in the first place. Right. Maybe the fact that it's a brioche was automatically going to disqualify it for me, but it sure doesn't taste better. I don't think it's any healthier for you. I should say more healthful to be grammatically correct. But they make it seem like it's this big, sexy, juicy, delicious, fatty
giant yeah.
That is
so
more healthful.
What I did,
less dangerous or whatever, and that's bullshit.
Yeah. So we have a Carl's Jr. that's a block away from my house, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go through, but I'm going to be difficult. And I went through the drive-thru, and I ordered the burger.
I love it when you're difficult. That's all I wanted to say.
And I went through the drive-thru, and I asked for their normal sesame seed bun. So no brioche, but the normal sesame seed bun. Yeah. And I asked the person, I was like, this is a strange question, but do you normally put seasonings on your burgers? And she said that for, like, the famous Star or the Big Carl, they have this shake, like a seasoning shake that they put on. Okay. It's salt and pepper.
Right.
And I was like, do you put that on the natural burger? She's like, no, we don't add anything to the natural burger. I'm like, can you? Mm-hmm. I was like, when you make my burger, can you please put on the seasoning? So I got home, had the burger, and it was great. It was like any other Carl's Jr. burger. It had flavor, and it didn't have that crappy bun.
Wow. Well, good for it. I mean, that's good. Did it taste better, or do you think it was more nutritious, that it was not, so-called steroid? What was it? This was steroid-free.
It was steroid-free, hormone-free. I couldn't tell any of that. I just know that it tasted like their other burgers that they always have.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, if the hormone-free, steroid-free thing is super important to you, now I don't think a lot of that shit really passes into the meat, at least in any kind of dangerous level, because they would pull that shit on the federal level.
Right, yeah, at the federal level, they'd get rid of it.
Yeah, if it were truly poisonous or something like that, like, there would be an intervention, or in this day and age, the place would pull it in a heartbeat, because no place wants to be known as, the fast food chain that puts human fingertips.
Right, exactly.
Like that. But Wendy's is now known kind of as that lady found a finger in the chili one time, and so now it's always going to have that sort of associated with it.
Right.
And that's kind of not, I don't know, like that's not right. Like, I mean, fast food is not dangerous and poisonous the way some people want them to say, or the way some people say sugar is poisonous.
Right. I think the most dangerous fast food is when someone comes in to rob the restaurant. Yes. It's dangerous for the employee or the people that are there. But I think that the extreme cases, the 18-year-old woman who only eats chicken tenders, those can be dangerous.
There's an 18-year-old woman that only eats chicken tenders?
Oh my gosh, this was in the news within the last year or two. It was someone who was obviously spoiled because her parents didn't put their foot down. But basically, she eats McDonald's twice a day. Chicken, the chicken nuggets and French fries, and that's all she's eaten for like the past 12 years. And she's malnutrition. She's malnourished. Wow. She doesn't have good bone density. She has bad teeth. She has, all these health problems. And it's like, well, yes, one, you are eating this crappy processed food as your only source of nutrition. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's McDonald's chicken nuggets or your own homemade chicken if you're only eating chicken and potatoes, no milk, no beef, no veggies, then you're gonna have problems.
Right.
We should find that article for next week, and I'll try to
find that article. I would love for you to sort of share it with me, and sort of, I mean, I could go look now, but I feel like
we're out of time.
Let's watch the first half of the new episode, just like
okay,
and have fun with it. We'll take like sort of a 15-minute break for ourselves here, and actually pull it up. If I am able to pull it up, I will happily pull up the video. I have to sort of switch it to my camera, first of all.
I want to say the last time you played a video, the whole broadcast ended when the video was over.
I don't think that will happen this time. I have no reason why I think that it won't happen this time. I think that it may break it. If it breaks it at the end of the show, we'll just call it the end of the show. But
okay.
It's a pretty good show, so enjoy. This is episode 10.
Woo.
Believe it or not. Can you see?
I can see it, yeah.
Okay, good.
Hi, I'm SaraBelle.
And I'm Sebastian. Welcome back to yet another edition of our Fast Food Junk Food podcast here. We still don't really have an official name for it. I just like calling us the experts of crappy food. I've actually been sort of used as a fast food / junk food correspondent on the radio. My old friend Gil Gross on the radio in San Francisco actually has used me when he needs sort of a person to talk about junk food,
Right.
or bad food, or fast food.
Yeah.
I contend that fast food is not bad food.
Right.
What do we have coming up in this edition of our podcast, Miss SaraBelle?
It is the thing that I cannot say that you keep saying with the thing, the clown and king or whatever.
Jack Wendy, clown or crown?
Yes.
Jack Wendy, clown or crown? What could that mean, I hear you cry? I hear you cry. Well, here's essentially what the game is all about. I name you a celebrity.
Yes.
You tell me if their favorite place to get fast food is
Yes.
Jack, Wendy, the clown, or the crown, the
Okay.
McDonald's or the Burger King. Now, the truth is there's some Taco Bell in there.
Okay.
There's some In-N-Out in there. So it's actually Jack, Wendy, Clown, Bell, Crown, or whatever the hell the logo of In-N-Out Jr.
Yeah.
is. Star. Oh, God, Carl's Star. I forgot the star.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we maybe don't have any Carl's ones this week. But
Okay, good.
that's coming up. We're going to do the questions first,
Mhm.
just the questions here
Okay,
of our celebrity fast food game in the first segment.
okay.
And then in the second segment, we will reveal the answers. So you can play along here on YouTube. Just answer the questions as, we're going to
Write
them
them down yourself.
We have 12 celebrities, and I'm going to have you
Right.
sort of go
Yeah.
through and write down the celebrities. And then we're going to do this. Okay.
All right.
What else is coming up?
What did I just eat?
What did I just eat?
It's your turn now.
This is kind of where we like to explore, new products or just eat kind of products.
Different.
Yeah, so just like this is where we compared breakfast cereal bars
Right,
one
in the
time,
car.
live on the road in the
On the
car kind of
road.
thing. What are these?
These are Nestle Butterfinger peanut butter cups.
Nestle Butterfinger peanut butter cups.
I can smell it.
I can smell it too. Now, these are peanut butter cups. Who usually makes peanut butter cups?
Reese's.
The Reese's
The
folks.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Exactly right. Now, do you like the Reese's peanut butter cups?
I do like Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't like the paper.
You don't like the paper?
I don't like the paper.
I've never heard anybody say that paper makes a damn bit of difference either way. What on earth difference does the paper make?
Having to unwrap it when you were trying to drive, and it's been a lot of time in my car eating. Okay, ever since they came out with the Reese's Minis, they are mini, and they are not wrapped. I have appreciated the non-paper Reese's.
Interesting. Are you talking about the Butterfinger Bites?
No.
No, the Reese's
Reese's.
Peanut Butter Cup minis. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
they
you don't
have
like
them.
and the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Bites don't have paper on
They
them?
do not have paper.
Because
on
they
them.
had Reese's Peanut Butter Cup minis
Right.
that did have paper on them.
Right. These are the bites. These
These
are
are
the even smaller than the mini.
I've said this before on the show. I don't think we need to keep going smaller. Keep going smaller until
Right.
we have. Oh look, I have 60 M&Ms in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
I don't need micro M&Ms. I don't need small York peppermint patties.
Mhm.
I got Junior Mints for
Junior
that.
mints are good. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But I do like the Butterfinger because they don't have the paper. It
I've
is just
honestly never even considered that the
Yeah.
paper in a Reese's peanut butter cup could ever be a factor.
And again, the whole.
That's really weird to me.
I drive a stick shift. You need both hands instead of like a automatic. You can kind of just like
You can't just do it at the stoplight?
No, because I do a lot of freeway driving. There's no stoplights on the freeway.
Well,
I'm being
I've always said there are certain foods that maybe shouldn't be eaten behind the wheel of a car.
It's something you have to unwrap.
But putting that aside, this does solve that problem because there is no paper in. Go ahead.
Okay, thank
You
you.
don't have to wait for me.
Apple.
There is no paper.
There's no pepper.
If you've noticed watching this podcast, we try to eat them one person at a time because generally the person who's eating probably isn't talking, and the person who's talking probably should not be eating. What are your thoughts? That said, what are your thoughts? Here are my thoughts. It is essentially a Reese's peanut butter cup with a Butterfinger flavored filling, but it's a peanut buttery peanut butter.
And it doesn't have the, what is it, a wafer that's in Butterfingers? It's that kind of toffee.
I wouldn't call it a wafer, but it is much more
There's
solid.
like a toffee. It's a solid crunch.
It's a solid, crunchy, peanut buttery kind of
Which this
filling.
does not have a lot of.
No.
It has it in there speckled.
There's speckles
There's
of
speckles.
regular Butterfinger in this much more peanut buttery, yet Butterfinger flavored flavoring. It's kind of like the stuff that's frozen in a ice cream Butterfinger bar. If you've had the ice cream Butterfinger bars, there's kind of a bit of that.
Right.
I don't know. Rate this 1 to 5. 1 low, 5 high. Do you give this a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I give it a 4.
A 4.
Because I really like the crunch in Butterfinger.
And you like it better than a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. No. Oh, we have some equivocation now. Suddenly that paper isn't such an evil thing.
If I want a peanut butter cup, I'm going to go to Reese's. But
You don't think this is a peanut butter cup? Oh, the controversy. This is really amazing.
I got too much Butterfinger flavor.
Please keep talking with peanut butter on your mouth. This is great. This is great podcasting.
It has too much Butterfinger flavor to qualify strictly as a peanut butter cup.
This is too Butterfingery to qualify as a peanut butter cup?
As a strictly peanut butter cup.
Whatever. Here's the thing. It is kind of its own animal.
Yeah, exactly.
That does not bother me.
That's good.
I've noticed this. It's super freaking rich.
I'm not going to have a second one.
I was just going to say, in a world where I can eat both Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup package,
Right.
and it's no big deal, we got 4 in here, and I'm not eating a second one.
Yeah, I'm not
even finishing the first one on camera.
I'm surprised. Well, I have no
it's
place
really
to put
good,
mine, so.
but it is so rich. Like, it's insanely rich. And I'm not a guy who is susceptible to rich. That is the other thing. People are like, fudge. Oh, that fudge is rich. They're nibbling this little corner. And I'm gnawing on a slab of the, I do like. After the break, we're going to eat more Butterfinger, but what are we eating?
The minis.
These are the Butterfinger minis, which have the original Butterfinger inside.
Yeah, the Butterfinger.
The crunchy stuff. And boy, you want to see us not eat them? Do stay tuned for part 2 after the break. All right, here we go. Jack Wendy, Clown or Crown is the name of the game.
Right.
All right, what you're going to see is a list of 12 celebrities. And I'm going to. Do you have a list of like 1 through 12?
Well, I'm going to. Gotcha. Right here, 1 through 12.
You've got a list here, 1 through 12. Okay. I'm going to read you these names, and you tell me. I need to tell you now. There is 1 crown.
Okay, 1 crown.
3 bells.
3 bells.
3 Taco Bell answers. Bells. There are 6 clowns.
Okay.
And there is 1, whatever the hell In-N-Out's logo is.
Okay.
Like a palm, I guess we should say a palm tree, right?
All right.
Okay. So the game in this case is not Jack, Wendy, Clown, or Crown, because nobody said Jack, nobody said Wendy. But 1 person likes In-N-Out the best, 3 people like Taco Bell the best, 1 person likes Burger King the best, and 6 people like McDonald's the best. Of the following list here.
Okay, all right.
Number 1, Ben Affleck.
Oh, he's California.
He's California, so he is who?
He's going to be the In-N-Out.
In-N-Out, okay. So there's only 1 In-N-Out. Now, a lot of these people are California. Are you sure you want to use your In-N-Out on him?
Okay. No, you know what?
What?
Gonna use my In-N-Out on Katy Perry.
Okay, so Ben Affleck, let's start with Ben Affleck.
Let's go McDonald's.
McDonald's, okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, David Beckham, the soccer player.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush, the football player. Number 3.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. All right, I'm going to keep track here. You have said Taco Bell for him. You said McDonald's for David Beckham?
Yes.
And you said McDonald's for Ben
Affleck, yeah.
Okay. You have 4 McDonald's left. You have 2 Taco Bells left.
Oh, jeez.
Up next, former President Bill Clinton.
Oh, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of a famous thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he stopped for a jog, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay.
Number 5, Heidi Klum. She's a supermodel, if I'm not mistaken.
Taco Bell.
Let's
just go to Taco Bell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's what you have left at this point. You have 1 Taco Bell, 1 In-N-Out, 4 McDonald's, and 1 Burger King.
Okay.
Next, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Who did she play in TV? Like, who do we know Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Party
of 5,
and the Ghost Whisperer thing. Just give her the Burger King.
It still could be any of them.
Yeah.
You want to give her the Burger King. Okay, let me
Yeah.
just check something here.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. You have her.
right.
She's the only Burger King now. There's
Only
only
Burger
one on the
King.
list.
Okay.
All right.
I can
Up
handle
next,
that.
current United States President Barack Obama.
Ooh. I have Taco Bell and McDonald's left. Is that
You have
it?
1 Taco Bell. You have 3 McDonald's. You have 1 In-N-Out.
I'm going to say McDonald's.
McDonald's for Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we're seeing a pattern here. Before we continue, McDonald's, there's 6 of them.
Right.
Compared to singles for many of the others.
Right,
it seems like McDonald's is very popular among celebrities.
Yeah.
Katy Perry.
That was the In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. Okay, good. Now, the next one is actually 2 in 1.
All right.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
I can't imagine them eating at any of them.
I know,
yeah.
I know.
Let's
now,
go Taco
your In-N-Out is gone.
Yeah.
Your Burger King is gone.
So Taco Bell, McDonald's.
You have a Taco Bell left and 2 McDonald's left?
Let's do Taco Bell.
I'm sorry, you have a Taco Bell left and you have 3 McDonald's left. Possibly. I may have completely messed this game up. I'm not really sure. We're running out of time, though. Let's get the last 3. Britney Spears. McDonald's. Justin Timberlake. McDonald's. Last, Mark Zuckerberg.
McDonald's.
Because
that's all that's left.
That's all that's left.
That's all that's left.
All right. We'll let you modify your answers here in the next little bit. If you have any you want to change.
I think I'm okay with.
You're going to lock in your answers?
I'm going to lock in.
Final answers.
Final answer.
All right.
No whammies.
No final answers, no whammies, stop. Well, stay with us. We will be continuing with part 2, and you can compare your answers to SaraBelle's, see how many out of the 12 you got correct.
No cheating.
No cheating. I mean, we're on the honor system here. We have no prizes to offer you, but maybe someday if we get sponsored or something like that.
Yeah, you know, I have a wrapper here from the last What Did You Just Eat?
God, we need to get it made. Well, you know what? You can have the last 2 of our Butterfinger
there we go. Yeah, that's it.
Cups, peanut butter cups.
Okay.
What else do we have coming up in the next segment? Besides the answers to Jack, Wendy, Clown, or Crown.
I have Who's Your Daddy?
Who's Your Daddy is coming up. Actually, that's in the next episode.
Oh, next episode, next break.
But we do have a little bit more to bring to you here. I'm Sebastian.
I'm SaraBelle.
And we will be right back.
Hey, how about that? We are back.
Next thing. I meant to have a third thing.
I love that
do you have any stories you kind of want to Yeah, let's stop.
I love that was sort of in the video. That should not have been there, but isn't that funny? I left that little bit of audio of us talking behind the cameras. Fortunately, we didn't see anything embarrassing, which I was kind of worried about. That's kind of everything I had. I'm glad you like the graphics.
Yes, I really enjoy the graphics. I had not seen it yet, so I came back and was like, oh, look at all the little stuff.
Yeah,
so that's kind of awesome.
I thought of it when I thought of the game. I thought, oh, this would be a sweet thing to have some really slick kind of graphics for. Now, a couple of things were missing from that version of the video. The truth is, I had miscounted the number of votes. Burger King should have only had 1, and McDonald's should have had 7.
Oh, instead of 6, okay.
Instead of 6, so I sort of messed that up and have to redo the graphics on that basis. And then I'm also adding little bells and buzzers and so forth to make it as much game show-like as possible.
Pretty awesome.
When I'm sure people wonder, you know, I say it takes a week to throw one of these episodes together. They're like, why does it take so long? I don't have a super fast or modern MacBook Pro, but I do this stuff on Final Cut Pro, and Final Cut Pro is the one where you can do really awesome graphics with it.
Right.
The problem is it's a little bit slow. It takes some time. So, you know, I'm letting each of those graphics kind of render frame by frame, but it's pretty fast at it now. And once I know exactly what I want, and if you can kind of learn the program, then you can kind of do it with a snap, and it's actually really good. But sadly, it takes a lot of time. That's why I don't have part 2. If you've been watching and we're hoping for part 2 to play right now, guess what? Instead, we're about to go off the air. Because I don't really have anything else to talk about in the fast food, junk food universe. I mean,
the only thing that I saw while I was doing some product research was something we can talk about next week that there should be more fleshed out, is that McDonald's is trying to go antibiotic-free chicken.
Because, let me think, it was Chipotle recently that wanted to go not antibiotic, but
it was the sustainable pork for their carnitas.
Sustainable pork. They would rather not serve pork than have pork that was inhumanely killed, I guess, or
right. And so the latest little thing that I just saw on Tumblr was that within the next 2 years, they're going to require all 14,000 restaurants to serve chicken that is sustainably antibiotic-free.
Oh, dear.
So they're expecting it's going to take 2 years to roll out, and I figured I could research it a little bit more before next week.
Yeah.
But that sounds very interesting, for sure.
Totally. We lost kind of part of what you said there, but I'm absolutely fascinated by that. And you know, I mean, it's right there, kind of up there with the hormone-free, steroid-free burger from Carl's Jr.
Right.
It's also kind of up there in that I don't think it'll make a damn bit of difference, probably. I
don't
think
it
it'll
will
be a bestseller,
yeah.
And I don't think it'll taste that good. So we'll discuss all that next week at this same time. Thank you for watching. If you were watching us live, as always, we're reachable at our Twitter handles here. I'm at Sebastian Kuntz.
I think I'm at Miss SaraBelle NF.
Correct. There it is on the screen. Yeah. And, of course, the phone number you see, it's just my cell phone, so you can call and leave us a message at any point during the week if you happen to be watching, or you can send a text message to that phone number as well. And I cannot wait to be back next week because I'm going to have some better fucking candy and snacks than what I have tonight because I really struck out bad with the stuff I'm snacking on here. These coconut chips, good but not great. These Starburst jelly beans, crazy beans, again, good but not great. Both of them are addictive in a really annoying way.
Next weekend, I'm going to Lincoln City, which is the beach in Oregon, and they have my favorite snack, saltwater taffy, at the beach. But I'm going on Sunday, not Saturday.
Okay. Well, that doesn't. Hopefully, we'll have some left to snack on by the time the show comes around again.
Right.
But stay tuned. Watch us next week as we sign off here on the Fast Food Junk Food Extravaganza. I'm Sebastian.
I'm SaraBelle.
Have a great night and a pleasant week.